Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica!
Dana!
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. We're already off to a
We're
laughing
already
start.
giggling because I'm such a jerk. Because you were like, I don't know about my rant. And I was like, oh, exciting. Can't wait. I really can't wait. I love to see how you can take something small and whip me into a frenzy. I can't. It makes my cleansing breath so much better. Jessica.
Yeah. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast, y'all.
I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And
we are here to
rant and rave. That's the best we've ever done during the pandemic. Ever. I feel like I just won my day.
Oh my God.
Jessica, how was your week?
Oh, wow. It was a week.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to choose one thing to talk about in the last week.
Okay.
And it actually had a reason for us to be delayed in our recording today. The second part of it, I'm not saying they're related. My car was broken into last week. It's the second time. Thank you. It's actually the third time that it's happened on my street, but the first time was a couple of years back. The first time happened earlier this year. I feel like it was before quarantine, but maybe it was the beginning of quarantine. My point is, there is something, and I read about this, I'm not making this up. There is some kind of scanner that people now have that can pop keyless entry. Well, pretty much every car made in the last 10 years or more has keyless entry. You know, you can open it with that, or you can use your key. They're popping it. So there's no damage. They're not like prying it open. There's no smashing window that you hope somebody might hear and run outside to scare them away, right? What is so creepy is I went out to my car to get in it, and my door was just maybe a half inch ajar. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't open, but I immediately noticed, why is my door not closed, like flush to the car? And then I look on the seat, and this is what really creeps me out. I'd almost rather see everything just thrown and strewn about, just showing that somebody's going through like a wild animal trying to find something. It was all kind of, as I would like to say, methodically laid out, like nice, just the manual for my car, my registration, my oil change receipts. I'll tell you what they stole. They stole my digital tape measure.
Everybody really needs
you know. Right. So I have one in my car, and I always carry it with me because of work for years. Like, in case I need to measure something, I've got painter's tape, scissors, and a measuring tape. That is like my little bag of tricks that's kept in my glove box.
Also,
right?
by the way, thieves, you can get those at Harbor Freight pretty easily.
Okay. I was like, I don't know whether to laugh or to be angry, but I'm like, there was actually, nothing of true value or consequence to me to steal, but there was stuff to steal in there. My husband had a brand new, really nice pair of gray suede desert boots that he's worn once that he left in the back of my car. They didn't touch those. My lovely straw sun hat that says wild and free, they weren't interested in that, thank God. All of my recyclable bags, which is always a thing I'm the most afraid someone's going to steal, because I'm like, they're going to steal my bags to use it to put all the stuff they've stolen into Getaway. They didn't.
Oh, wow. That's an idea.
Right? They didn't take any of my scissors. I had a box cutter. They didn't take that. I'm just saying, like, there was
They
stuff.
only took the digital tape measure?
That's what they took, but they clearly captured my address, because I also, before I put two and two together, before I went out to my car later in the morning to go somewhere, I woke up in the morning to a bunch of alerts from my bank that they think there was fraud on my card. Well, every business they listed are places I don't shop at, and there aren't even ones near me. So my card was compromised, and my car was broken into during the same 12-hour time frame.
Was your card in the car?
It can't be coincidence. No, but this is what I don't understand. And I don't keep receipts in there or whatever. And receipts block out everything except the last 4 digits anyway. The last time my card was compromised, the bank told me people literally capture people's card numbers with like telescopic lenses. That's why they put those little shields around pin pads now and things, and why I always put my card in a machine like this. So like the number, even though it seems so stupid, like nobody's around, I don't need to cover the numbers. I'm really cautious with that stuff. I don't know how they do it, but people are experts now with identity theft. And that's why it's so important to shred document. It's just, they don't need much to be able to open accounts in your name or whatever. And they take your credit card number. My card was always in my possession, by the way. I've never lost this card, or I barely use it. In fact, it's like my emergency credit card. And they magnetize a card, but put your card number to it.
What?
It's insane. But also, I was hoping that now that we got on the chip train, like the rest of the world had been for years, that there wouldn't be that. I mean, identity theft, I'm afraid, is still going pretty strong.
Yeah.
My point of saying that is, it was super annoying. It wasn't anything of consequence. Again, thank goodness I wasn't robbed and I wasn't there or whatever. But it is so invasive and gross. And again, because of COVID, I was more upset in that somebody was in my car, touching things, breathing. So I went out with Clorox wipes and wiped down my whole car. And then, of course, realized, hey, genius. Now I've wiped any chance of them catching them. But word to the wise, sorry, I've called the police in the past. They don't do anything. It's considered a minor thing. There was no injury. So whatever. I didn't even bother calling them. Well,
they won't even come out because they are like, we've got.
They won't.
Yeah.
And this is so boring. I will end on this. Dana and I were about to start recording this morning.
Sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
No worries. We were about to start recording, and I'm sitting here about to type up our outline, which normally I would have done the night before, but I'm like, I have plenty of time in the morning. This is great. My neighbor started blowing up my phone, and I was also on the phone already long distance, and I was getting annoyed, and I'm like, I'll text her in a minute. And then my doorbell was ringing, and it was her, and I go to the door kind of like glaring with the phone in my ear, like I'm on the phone, and she has tears in her eyes, and she's like, my car was stolen. So I got back here. I ran out to drop something off to a friend last night and got back here at 11 o'clock. I park right next to her. We have the driveway in front of our two units. Her car was there. So it happened any time between 11 p.m. and 11 a.m. And it's a brand new car that she's leasing. It's electric, like a hybrid car. It's totally silent, even when it turns on. But by the way, if I had heard a car start, would I be like, somebody started a car? No, I don't hear shit. I use a noise machine on full blast when I sleep. But they must have done the same thing with her car. Because there's no glass in the driveway, so they clearly didn't smash a window out. Yes, they got into the car making zero noise, and it's gone. She hasn't had the car 3 weeks. She's driven it all of twice in 3 weeks because of COVID. And what makes me the most upset is nobody needs that stress in their life, but she's leaving next weekend to drive her son to college out of state. It's just overwhelming. So I promised her, I'm like, you have me for the rest of the day. I am going to drive her around to do what she needs to do. But it's just, what a crappy thing to add on to the list these days.
Right? Dan Tipton's car got stolen once when we were young from outside our house. And we did call the police, and they were like, okay, well, we took a report. It's like, that's all they could do.
So here's the thing. She called the dealership because we couldn't get through to the police, by the way, which is another issue. The non-emergency line, all of them are disconnected for North Hollywood. We tried both, each on our own phones, and it either goes to a busy signal, something that sounds like a fax machine, or it's like, this line is disconnected. So awesome that we don't have a working line.
Also, for the record, I don't know that I've ever called 911 in Los Angeles and not been put on hold. And that terrifies me.
Okay.
Like, what if I was in my closet and there was someone in the house ready to kill me and I'm put on hold?
Yes. And that's why, for real, unless it was like somebody needs an ambulance or there's something in progress, like a beating or God knows something. Of course, other than that, it's like, well, yes, it's horrible. It's urgent, but it's not an emergency. You know, I kept saying to her, I'm like, I'm not trying to make it better, but I'm just so glad that this happened last night and that you were not carjacked. You know what I mean? Oh boy, how was your week?
Well, I potted a lot of plants.
It looks so beautiful. And isn't that like really soothing? I love gardening.
Oh my God, I loved it. So I went to Lowe's and just bought some potting soil because Dan Tipton, when I had come home, he felt bad because I had been given a gift of some succulents and he didn't do very well with babysitting, which I kind of expected. I definitely I had one plant that came from my mama's funeral service that I did not want to die while I was gone. So when I left, I sent it home with a friend and just didn't tell him, which clearly was a good idea.
That's amazing.
Clearly it was a good idea. I lost quite a few little babies while I was gone. So anyway, when I came home, he had bought me like 12 small succulents.
Oh,
I'm really sorry. And they were beautiful. So I was like, I'm going to go plant these. And because I've driven across country so many times,
right.
I had brought home my mama's plant stands.
My
mom loved plants. She killed them all the time, as do I quite a bit. But I live in California, so it's a little easier for them to make it on their own.
Right.
And so, but she had these beautiful wrought iron plant stands and spirals and stuff like that. And my dad was like, I don't want anything alive. I have the cat and that's all I want to take care of that's living. Okay. So I took the plant stands home. So I was able to pot all those little plants. I bought a little fern. I bought some summer flowers. I potted everything and put them on her plant stands. And it was lovely. It made me feel close to her.
Yes.
Dan Tipton bought me a chime in memory of my mom. And so did the Spark My Interest girls, the Spark My Interest podcast.
I loved that.
If you haven't listened to them, they're so delightful and they have such a fun show. Spark My Interest. I know
they are great and they're so happy. Like I laugh immediately just hearing them when they start talking.
Sweetest. They're so kind and funny and sweet and such a good time. So anyway, Pod Squad shout out again.
Yeah.
So I have those 2 chimes hanging, which I used to not like chimes. We always made fun of my mom because my mom loved chimes.
Oh, did they know that or it was just a coincidence? Oh, that's so cool.
And so they're beautiful. They sound so lovely. I feel like when I was a kid, did I say this before that chimes just sounded like gong, 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 gong to me?
Hilarious. I always found them creepy.
Yes, or they sounded creepy. But the ones they make now, they must get musicians to craft them where they're like, no, this isn't going to be terrifying from some creepy pasta background. This is going to sound like music. And so it's so lovely. And then I busted out my tiki torches. Plugged in all of my little outside lights they have little flower covers on them.
Cute.
So I have like this little oasis on my patio.
I love it.
I'm loving. If I could make all the mosquitoes in the world die, it would be the most perfect place ever.
Have they been horrific?
Horrible. So
because we called the city because they're so bad and they're in our apartments. Like everybody's like, they're literally in our apartments. Like what?
I mean, last year I talked about I bought that little mosquito light.
Yes.
Even that's not getting them away.
Really?
Yes. And I have no standing water in my yard. My neighbor has a fountain, but it's constantly running. It's like one of those vase fountains. I don't think any larva could get it. Anyway, they're so bad. And the thing is, when I moved from Missouri to California, I laughed at all my family. I was like, y'all got mosquitoes and we don't.
Yep.
We did not used to have mosquitoes.
We did for years. I'm telling you, for well over a decade, I was never bit by mosquitoes here. I look like I have chicken pox.
Same. I used to go home and scream when I saw a mosquito. I was like, no, because that's how long it had been.
Yes.
Right. And so now when I go out to my dad's, he has little purple martins, the birds. Have you ever seen them?
Oh, they're so cute.
When they fly, they look like they have little scissor tail.
Yes. I love those.
All the mosquitoes. And he has tons of them. So he has no mosquitoes. And I have gobs. My legs look like I have leprosy. They do.
Well, they're also ankle biting. They call them ankle biting mosquitoes. They bite all over.
Feet and my ankles for sure.
And it's really bad at dusk.
Yeah. And my knuckles. Have you gotten bitten on your knuckles?
We've been talking about this. Knuckles and elbows specifically.
Yes. Jessica, I just put my bug sucker on my elbows last night. So broke down and bought something I thought was crazy, but it's amazing. So I'm about to rescue you all. Okay. There's this stupid little sucker that you can buy on Amazon.
Mhm.
I have one and I keep losing it. So I bought 3 more.
Oh,
That seems like a good use of my money. But it's this little tube and it's got an open hole on the end, and you put it over the bite as soon as it happens. And then you pull this little sucker syringe up and it sucks the venom out of the bite.
Oh.
So suck it as soon as I get bit. I suck it. And then I put like some Benadryl or Neosporin on it so that there won't be any instant itch, and they go away by the next day because you're not scratching at it and you took the venom, because they inject that venom in you to thin your blood.
I need that.
Yeah, they thin your blood. And it's just this cute little white thing that has a mosquito on it and it says bug bite. So I just sucker my whole body. And I was like, I'm going to look like I have hickeys all over my body, but it doesn't give you hickeys.
That actually is brilliant. And you're right. Like I was that kid. If somebody was getting bit by mosquitoes, I'd have 50 bites and everybody else would have none. They love me. And I'm just super sensitive to it. And I get like giant blow up bites that they itch for a week.
Oh, yeah, easily. And then it gets a big scab. Yep. Dan Tipton looked at my arm the other night and I was like, I think a mosquito bit me. Now, my right arm, I don't have feeling.
That's the damaged arm, correct?
It's numb. But I got bit so many times I felt it because he looked at my arm. I don't know if you can still see it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I did little suck. I sucked on that because he looked at me and he goes, you have 7 mosquito bites on your arm.
Damn.
So I just like suckered all of them. And the end of it, you can flip it around where it's like a big sucker tool like this, like a quarter size, or you can pop that off and turn it around. And it's a tiny one where you get right on the hole and go, get that out of there. Bug Bite on Amazon. It's just a little plunger for your skin.
That sounds so hilarious. Oh my God. No, I'm serious. I'm getting one of those. That's
also, I get
brilliant.
In my head about Zika and all this. I'm like, really, Dana? People are dying of coronavirus and you're like, what if I get Zika?
Excuse me. It's still a thing. It's still out there. And we can't be the only part of the country that has it, but there is something that my neighbors called Vector, which is like the citywide insect control. I didn't even know this existed. They're coming by to treat the small pond of standing water. I'm exaggerating by calling it a pond, but it's huge and it's at the end of the driveway that goes down to the carports under my building.
Oh.
It has standing water year round. It always has. It's from everybody's sprinklers going off every night that don't need to be happening, and it all pools up at our driveway. Okay.
Bad.
So Alan went out and dumped a gallon of vinegar in there because that's supposed to kill the larva.
Interesting.
Well, it didn't do shit. My point of telling you this is I looked up Vector and they said, call for mosquito control, blah, blah, blah. And then it said for our area, West Nile virus, Zika, and then like dengue fever or something like that I can't even pronounce. I was
don't know what happened to your face.
Yeah, just get rid of these effing mosquitoes.
That's crazy.
I hate them. God,
vinegar is interesting because my dad used to say, I used to have a pretty little fountain in my backyard when we didn't have mosquitoes.
Right.
And then once, and it had like water came out of the little lion face and whatever. And it just sounded pretty. And then I was like, no, I can't keep this because mosquitoes keep getting in it. And my dad was like, yeah, just pour some bleach in there. And I was like, Dad, but I have animals. What if they get in there and drink it?
Totally.
So you can't just vinegar is not harmful, but it didn't work, you said? Ugh. Well, this was an uplifting.
I mean, it's supposed to kill the larva or prevent them from forming. I don't know. All I know is it didn't do shit to the plentiful amount of adult flying mosquitoes.
Well, and word to the wise, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to cover my whole porch in pretty mosquito netting and use it like curtains during the day. I'll pull it back, right? Guess what? You can't find anywhere. Inflatable pools or mosquito netting.
Oh my God.
Everybody's like, we're at home all the time.
Right?
Mosquitoes. I need to swim. I don't know. It's just, there's none anyway.
Oh.
Joanne fabric was like out of just raw netting.
There's a new Mega Joanne that just opened. My friend went and said, "You have to see it."
Where?
It's where Fashion Square Mall is on,
Oh,
what is that, Riverside
yeah. Yes.
and Woodman?
Whitman?
It's a 2-story one.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it changed a lot. She's like, "Oh, it's like incredible."
Wow.
Yeah.
I got my sewing machine back from my friend, and I have
Ooh,
dreams of making myself some little summer dresses. We'll see how it goes.
do it.
I mean, I have been on a mission. So yesterday, Lucy convinced me, my dog convinced me to crawl back into bed when when Henry went to see his nanny. So it wasn't my fault, but I did sleep longer than I should have.
Yeah.
And then I freaked out because, I've been manic cleaning and everything.
Yes.
I'm like, it's a pandemic. I'm not working. I have to make myself valuable and clean my space. And so, because Dan Tipton's working like a dog on his movie. And so I picked up Henry and I was like, got him set up. And I was like, here I go. I cleaned out 4 cabinets, part of my closet. I rearranged the pantry. Like
So
I did 5 loads of laundry and put them away.
I'm so jealous.
I know, but Jessica, my therapist says it's manic. It's out of the ordinary for Dana Powell.
Oh my God.
Tipton came home and he goes, "Holy cow, the house looks amazing. You've been crazy busy and productive today." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't mention that I slept for 3 hours with my dog in bed during daylight hours."
Oh my God. Oh God, pass some of that mania over to me.
I don't know that it's healthy, Jessica.
I know. I just keep going, well, I don't know what to do with myself. Guess I'm going to go on another walk.
I love your walks. I love your rage walk. I almost commented yesterday and I was like, Dana, it's too long and crazy. Like, if it's not a one-liner, don't comment on somebody's Instagram. I was like,
what?
You had a picture of some giant alien ant thing. And I was like, this is exactly someone hundreds of years from now is going to make one of those BuzzFeed lists of like photographs from olden times that we're like, what the heck is going on? That's going to be on one of those lists. It's going to terrify and fascinate people hundreds of years from now. What was that thing?
It's another monstrosity, giant metal sculpture in my neighborhood. The thing that kills me the most is people keep messaging me or writing on my posts, "Where are you?" or "Where is this? Where do you find this stuff?" I'm like, there's been maybe 2 or 3 exceptions during the whole quarantine when I've left my bubble of my neighborhood and I've walked
going all over Los Angeles.
No, it's all in my neighborhood. And as you know, they're all usually close up because I'm awkwardly trying to capture a selfie of my expression. No, I made somebody take it of me. I've been waiting forever. And my friend said, "Please, can I rage with you today?" I'm like, "Yes, I would love it."
Oh, nice.
And he came over. And so I said, and it was actually kind of dark. We walked kind of late last night. And I was like, "Please." We happened to walk by that street. I'm like, "Can you please take this picture of me?" I've been staring at it for 4 months and it's impossible because trust me, I've tried a lot to get them in myself. You can't get them it's impossible to do a full body shot. You couldn't tell what it is. But I have to tell you, Dana.
You're so tall as it is. Like, yes. I'm so jealous. I would love to be as tall as you are. And this thing towers over you.
It's huge. But I have to tell you, I've now been caught 3 times in the last week and a half taking one of my rage walk pictures.
I think that's hilarious.
By the homeowners.
Yeah. Remember when I went around at night and took pictures with my neighbor's Christmas lights?
Yes.
That's what you're doing right now.
Yes.
If you don't follow Jessica's personal Instagram, you're missing it. At Jess B. Young, right? Jess B.
Young 1975.
It's so funny. She takes a rage walk every day to keep her rage down and finds the craziest things. Also, I love the one where you found a book and you were like, I guess this toddler didn't care about it. Like, why are you attacking all toddlers?
Because the toddlers in my neighborhood clearly just throw things on the ground that are perfectly good, like the book Happy Fruit. I want to know what's giving them such joy. Like a fresh bag, snack-sized bag of goldfish. There's a lot of people that would have happily eaten that. I'm one of them.
My son. He's really upset because we're out of them right now. And I'm like, I'm not making a trip to the grocery store during a pandemic just for goldfish.
Oh.
He'll get him. He's fine.
I am telling you, I find a lot of masks on the ground. And first of all, you're a pig if you threw your disposable mask.
Dirty mask.
But why do I keep finding very nice fabric masks on the ground that have been worn but have been chucked aside? I'm like, are you kidding me? And I want to know, what the hell is your mask doing off your face in public anyway?
I want to know why so many people in your neighborhood have like little yard areas where they put tiny scenes up with little miniature things.
It's a wonderland, and what you do not understand is there are so many gems that A, I can't photograph myself and I've tried. B, they're behind a fence, so I can't trespass. Or if I knew no one was home, which sometimes I assume they aren't, or I'm like, I don't see a camera, I'm going to make a run for it. I'm not touching their stuff, by the way. Don't anybody think I'm too much of a creep. I'm not messing with anything. It's just if I can get my face in it and snap away, then I do. Yeah. But I leaned back recently on this yard to get, there's one that I've photographed a couple of times that's like this apocalyptic scene. It's a piece of AstroTurf on a dirt pile that looks like somebody was digging a trench and left it. So I was taking a pic and I hear, well, that's the first selfie we've had.
Oh, no.
If you saw the look on my face, and as I slowly turned around, nervously going, "Ah, is it?" And I'm trying to look for a face. I don't see anyone, so now I'm even more creeped out. They're talking at me either through a window or from the screen door. I couldn't see anyone.
They're talking about you from the spare bedroom where they built a trunk to keep you in for 10 years.
I think so. I'm not joking. It was that kind of a thing. It doesn't look like a hoarder lives there, but it's a little bit uneasy walking by there. And he goes, that's the first. And I said, oh, I was just taking a picture to share with my girlfriend. I'm so proud of this neighborhood and all the neat things people do. I mean, I did the typical
Jessica.
Diarrhea of the mouth. I don't know when to shut up. I'm so nervous. So I'm going to talk my way out of it. Nope. Just making it worse.
Yeah.
Fuck up.
That's what I do too.
You're going to love this one, Dana. I tried to grab one of somebody's ancient 30-year-old TV that they put outside of their gorgeous brand new mansion that was just built. It is a piece of shit old TV. First of all, how dare you put it on a street corner? Nobody wants it because it's not going to be compatible with anyone's cable. And
TVs are so cheap now.
Yeah. Call a place to do an e-waste disposal, donate it, do whatever. They left it on the street. You know somebody's going to hit that with their bike or their car, and it's going to make a mess. So I'm like, okay, cool. It was on, again, the street, but against the curb of their house. I sat down on the street. I'm leaning back to take the selfie, and I hear, interested in the TV?
Nope.
And the guy walked right up behind me. I was so horrified, and I said, oh, no, I just stopped to tie my shoe. I untied it in front of him and then tied my shoe again. That's how much of an a-hole I am and how bad I am at lying. God. But I'm like, why have all these people come out of the woodworks? Oh, and then the last one was yesterday. I tried to take a picture behind a stupid personalized vanity plate. And as I was doing it, the windows were tinted and the car was parked and off. So I'm like, nobody's around. The person that was in the car got out of it and came around to open the back of his car where I was crouched down. You have never seen me run like I ran. I turned into an Olympic 50-yard sprinter.
I am so scared that one day I'm going to see you in Influencers in the Wild. Do you follow that on Instagram?
Yes.
I think actually Tank from Tank's Good News runs it. And he tries to keep it very lighthearted and positive. Yes. And he encourages people, if you see yourself get caught in one of my videos, like hit me up. I will talk to you and we'll just have a good laugh together. And sometimes people do. But I'm like, oh my God, Jessica's going to pop up. Somebody's going to catch a picture of Jessica trying to sneak a picture. That'll make my year.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jessica. Should we get into our first rant? I feel like
let's do it.
We're primed and ready to complain.
We are. Okay, my rant, kind of refreshing maybe. It's sort of inconsequential. It's not one of the more important things in life,
Mhm.
but it's really burning me up, okay?
Okay.
So I've been really trying to, I'm not dieting, I'm not doing anything like that. I'm
Mhm.
trying to slowly ease myself into a lifestyle
It's a
change,
healthier lifestyle, as am I.
okay?
Yes,
Right?
yeah, that's my
Like,
blender smoothie thing, more vegetable.
totally.
Yeah.
Baby steps, right? I'm not trying to totally deprive. It's like, yes, I'd be taking weight off a lot faster if I did the following thing, but
I'm
I'm
not
not going
setting
to be
myself
like,
up for
yeah,
failure anymore. Yeah.
okay, it's that. And also, the difference is sometimes now I'm like, I mean, I have a major sweet tooth, and I'm like, I really want this. And I'm like, no, I already had a treat earlier today.
Yeah.
For real. Like, where it's like, yes, I can have a treat, but then I don't need to have another one at 11 o'clock at night because I feel like having chocolate in my mouth. Okay. So that's a big, big deal for me.
Don't call me and ask me if you should have another one because I'll always say yes.
So I'm making like little things too, right? So also, I'm trying to limit my carb intake,
Yeah, so is my
meaning,
baby sister. That's hard.
wow, okay, it's so hard. I'm a carb addict,
Yeah, me
admittedly
too.
so.
Mhm.
And always because I do like healthy food, I've always been like, I'm not a carb addict. Yeah, I like well, yes, I am. I
Yeah.
became aware, like, I pretty much have carbohydrates and the wrong kind, meaning like, as I like to call it, the white devil, white sugar, white flour, white,
Mhm.
what's the other thing? Flour, sugar, something, but overly processed and all of that, right? Doesn't
Yeah,
mean we can't have carbs. Doesn't mean you can't have some of those carbs, but I don't
yeah.
need to have a sandwich for lunch, my favorite food on the planet, and then
Mhm.
a bowl of pasta for dinner, right?
Sounds amazing.
It does. But
Yeah.
so I'm like, no, I had that sandwich. So tonight I'm going to have a salad without
Mhm.
bread.
Yeah.
So my point of this is, you guys, I love pasta. I'm married to a Sicilian who can cook like a professional chef. Okay.
Yeah.
It's very hard. And those Italians love their bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bread in all forms: pizza, physical baked loaves, and pasta. It's
Yeah.
bread, bread, and more bread and salted meats. Okay.
Yum.
It's too good.
Yeah.
So I love pasta, and I tried to make the switch. I'm going to grab some of my examples. So I'm trying to eat whole wheat pasta. Now, I will start with
Well,
this.
wheat pasta is not bad.
It's not the worst, okay? It's
Yeah.
really isn't. I thought it was going to be disgusting, and I actually really like whole wheat bread. Do I love fat, sliced, cakey white bread, Texas toast, brioche, whatever it is, bring
Oh
it
my
on?
God.
Yeah.
My dad eats brioche bread. I call it donut bread.
Yes, it's like
It's so
eating cake.
sweet.
I know. My friend goes, "Oh, did you enjoy your cake?"
Yes,
Meaning
I
my
mean, that's
sandwich.
what it is. Yeah.
I know. It's that. So like
So good.
I haven't been buying it. Again, if I'm out and I'm at like a place that bakes their own croissant, I think I'll treat myself and have it there. But I don't need to
I'm
be
sorry. They
buying this
make their
like
own what?
croissant. I just turned into my mother, croissant. But my mom always properly pronounced whatever she was ordering.
That's my rant next week. People who affect
Ah!
who affect the names of things.
Nothing was better than when we went through the drive-through of Mighty Casey's, may it
Uh-huh.
rest in peace, one of the greatest fast food restaurants of all time. And
Uh-huh.
my mom would be like, "Yeah, I'll take a chili dog with slaw and a chicken cordon bleu." And I would die. My brother and I would cry laughing. Okay, so why am I bringing this up to you guys about me trying to find my pasta options? Because I really have gone down the rabbit hole when I've gone into
I mean,
any
you have
grocery.
visuals right now and no one can see
Yes,
you. So we're
I
expecting some selfies with your pasta.
I'll have to. Okay, so here's our regular traditional spaghetti, right? Authentic Italian pasta from Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Now, a carbohydrate count is something I never looked at with food, ever. Okay, I always look at calories,
Fat,
per
sugar,
serving,
calorie.
fat,
Yep.
sugar, literally everything but carbs,
Yeah.
as it happens. I didn't realize it, but now I'm reading carbs. So for one serving, which I think we all have more than one serving usually, what
Mm-hmm,
they consider a serving, which is like, the size of a dime before it's cooked,
mm-hmm.
40 grams per serving. of
Wait.
carbohydrate.
Wait, what?
Well, that's 15% of your daily value. But that's also if you're an average size person, whatever that means.
I
That
swear
means
to
if
God,
you
my
don't-
baby sister said that she was trying to only eat 5 carb grams a day. That seems impossible. Maybe I'm wrong.
What? Maybe 50?
Maybe. I don't know.
Even
Anyway,
5
that's a
per
lot.
meal is really low. I mean, it can be done, but not if you're having any kind of wheat, even if you have like the healthiest of bread and
I
blah.
think she's doing keto. Does that explain
Okay,
anything?
yeah. But then 5 grams of carb, maybe she has a bite of a crouton. I mean, I'm really being serious.
How many did
Yeah,
you say in spaghetti?
Okay, so for one serving of the 8 serving pack of spaghetti is 40 grams of carbs.
Oh my God. And what's a
Okay.
serving size? Like half a cup?
I mean, they don't do it like that, but it says 8 servings per 2 ounces is the serving size. It's 1/8 of the package.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm like, great, I'll get the organic whole wheat spaghetti, which for real, I'm not kidding. It's really not bad. Like I'm just getting used to eating it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. The whole wheat, which is whole wheat, which is always better to eat whole wheat, 100% whole wheat or whole grain, as opposed to processed flour. 41 grams of carbs.
No, it's supposed to be better.
Yes, ma'am. If I'm going to eat it to try to have a lower carb count, I may as well have the
The real thing.
right.
Now,
I
what
will tell
about
you the other benefits. They have the same amount of protein, but the processed regular spaghetti only has 2 grams of fiber, where the whole wheat has 5 grams of fiber.
Okay, I ain't eating noodles to get my fiber. Okay, if I need to infuse some fiber, I'll get some like fiber cell and sprinkle it on something. I'm not worried. Yeah.
So our next pack is Japanese soba noodles. Remember I told you about these?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I love these because they're already portioned off. It's not only so cute and so Japanese, but you're making it for yourself. You pull out one portion that already has like a little band of tape around it, and you know that's your serving, right?
Nice.
By the way, these are Japanese soba noodles. I'd love to know why they're a product of Australia. Just noticing that now.
Interesting.
These are made with wheat flour and buckwheat flour.
Okay.
Total carbs, same as regular spaghetti, 40 grams. So
what?
Fooling myself there. They have 10 calories less than the other spaghettis, but again, not saving myself anything with carbs here.
This is before you even put anything on it, whether you want sauce, you want...
Oh yeah. This is just noodles in water, right? Now, the grand finale we have purchased. I spent, I'm not kidding you, probably a half an hour in the aisle at Gelson's because they have pasta made out of garbanzo beans, made out of spinach, made out of all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, oh, hello. Well, I love vegetables. These got to be good. Why wouldn't I? Those carb counts were even higher than everything I'm talking about now.
No.
So I didn't get those.
What about brown rice pasta?
Ew, it's so gross.
No, it isn't.
Yummy. No, like I love Asian rice pastas, like pad thai noodles, things like that. But brown rice pasta, like that they sell at the regular groceries, American brown rice pastas, no thanks. It's so
I like that. What I don't like, I think it's a Japanese noodle that's in the refrigerated section. That's not really a noodle.
You mean the tofu noodles that I bought, and I love tofu, but I'm still sitting on those bag noodles, and I think I'm never going to open them. There's kelp noodles, which are amazing.
It wasn't tofu noodles. It's made out of maybe, I don't know, but they're gross. Also, please don't ever try to act like I'm stupid enough that my mouth will believe spaghetti squash is pasta. Don't do that to me.
Or, excuse me, zoodles, which the name alone...
What is a zoodle?
These are shoot out of my eyes. That's what you make with a thing of zucchini, and they're called zoodles. They're noodles. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
They're made from spiralizing a zucchini, and yes, I do own a Vegetti, and yes, that is the name. And yes, I was given that by my friend for my birthday a few years back. Thank you, Charlotte, for the Vegetti.
No,
Yeah.
No.
I love zucchini, but I don't need to make it pretend like it's noodles.
No, don't do that to me. Don't pretend like you're giving me some healthy alternative because that's disgusting. I've tried it so many times.
I want zucchini on my noodles. Okay?
I don't even want zucchini. I just want 5 portions of noodle.
Well, I'm ready to really make your head explode.
Okay.
Here, my sweet husband brought this home for me.
Okay. It's huge bag.
It's huge. These are sweet potato noodles.
Okay.
They're all natural and they're gluten-free. So you think gluten-free, they must not have carbs. Let me tell you people something. Gluten-free does not mean carb-free, not at all.
No.
Because I've been picking up everything I see that says gluten-free. I'm not gluten-free, but I'm like, oh, it's probably has no carbs.
Better for you.
Oh, it does. The sweet potato noodles, which are really good. I've had them. They're like kind of like pad thai noodles. These take the cake with 49 grams of carbs per serving.
Because they're a potato?
I guess.
Oh my God.
So the damn vegetable-based noodles, and I know they're potato, but they're sweet potato, which is a lot better for you than a regular potato, has more damn carbs than the regular semolina flour. And I am furious about it.
I can tell your head is moving around like a really mad chicken.
Yes. I should be eating zoodles. I don't want zoodles, Dana.
No.
And they sell zoodles. By the way, even Green Giant, who suddenly has tried to be
healthy.
Not trying to tout them. I'm good on them for trying to be organic and get healthier. Damn, Green Giant has frozen zoodles in the frozen vegetable department.
I'm sorry, Jessica, but zoodles sounds like a cute name somebody made up for the feces of animals from zoos.
Oh my God. It really does.
We gotta go clean up all the doodles.
I mean, I can't handle it, lady. So it's just really annoying. It's really annoying. The carb lowering is to try to lower sugar because carbs turn to sugar in your body. And I'm trying to lower my sugar. And again, I'm trying to just not go on some crazy diet as I've done a million times. It's like I'm trying to make better choices every day. And I am. I'm not just saying that, not just trying. Some days are better than others.
Yeah.
But I really am conscious about it now. And I tell myself, you know what? You're not going to die. And you can have a piece of bread tomorrow because you already had a sandwich today. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
So,
especially during pandemic times, we're not going out to eat as much, most of us.
No.
So, like today, my son went with Kira over to her house to play for the day and stuff, and just different scenery and whatever.
Totally.
And so I told her, I said, remember when I asked you if I could be an hour late the other day because I need to go to the grocery store? Well, I didn't go. I went to Lowe's and bought flowers. So here's Henry's lunch for today. I literally put a frozen pizza in his backpack.
You know what? We got to do what we got to do.
We're just doing the best we can.
And I bet he was thrilled with that.
He loves them. I can't even look at the sodium, and I just can't. He's a baby. He's a kid. He's fine. Like, I can't eat that pizza, but he can. I've been doing, this is not an advertisement. Also, we should move along, but just look it up. We'll talk about it next week. Amazing Greens.
Oh, yeah.
So it's an additive powder for smoothies or whatever. It's got so many good, I hate vegetables. Yeah. So it's got 2 full servings in each scoop. Great. Yeah. So I'm trying to incorporate more healthy things into my body instead of just crap. So
but that's great too. Seriously, if you really don't like, then that's a way to get that in those essential things that we need. Mm-hmm. Look, I would also love
my meat
all day. Okay.
Yeah, my meat guilt's really getting out of control too. I've told you it's moved on to chicken and turkey.
Then you need to get that Impossible meat and start experimenting with that.
Well, I did get Morning Farms has grillers that you can add. You can either eat it alone or add to other meat. So I've started, instead of buying beef, especially because, with the pandemic, there's a lot less beef around anyway. I heard a lot about that when I was back home because there's a lot of farmers and stuff out there. But I buy the fillers and I buy ground turkey. So I kind of mix it together. I'm just trying to slowly get off meat. It's just driving me crazy.
I know.
I'm trying so hard. Did you
That
see?
Morning Star is real good, though, by the way, and they
Oh,
make
it's good.
little breakfast links, and so help me, they taste exactly like the breakfast links that
They
I
also,
sure wasn't allowed to have at home, but I always snatched up at a friend's house when I was a kid.
I'm finding new options. I definitely am not at whatever noodles you said stage. I can't.
Sweet potato,
Yeah.
yarrow root, who
Yeah.
knows what's next.
Zoodles. I'm not at poop level yet.
Maybe
But I'm
I'll
trying.
maybe I'll make a little video of me using my Vegetti to share with everybody.
Just don't say that out loud again, ever.
It's the
I
most
can't.
sexual sounding name for a food tool that I've ever heard of in my life.
It sounds like it sounds like a tool you put in your vagina and it just slices things out.
Yes.
I don't like
Yes.
it.
Yes.
I don't
The
like it.
Vegetti.
It makes my inside lady parts tingle. I don't like it. Not in a good way.
I know.
It gives them butterflies. I don't like it.
Oh my God.
Okay, we should move on. We really dove deep into that rant.
Oh my God.
I was not expecting that, but I really got, into it.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep mine short and simple. It's a listener rant, and I have maybe 2 or 3 statements to say about it. Okay, so here's our listener rant. I wish you ladies had a rant hotline number, which is interesting. That is actually something we could maybe think about doing one day. That might be fun.
Yes.
Anyway, after dealing with crazy people and parents for months during this insanity, I'm going to go off on someone soon. I am a teacher. Pause. Thank you. Teachers are unsung heroes.
Yep.
Okay. I am a teacher, and I have had it with all the expert assholes who think they know the answers in opening a school in the middle of a pandemic. Shut your trap. You aren't an educator. Everyone's doing the best they can. If we knew how to do it differently, don't you think we would? Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Thank you, teachers. You're unsung heroes.
Yep.
I don't know how you do what you do. You're underappreciated. You don't make enough money. You use your own money to buy supplies.
Yep.
Teaching is hard when it's not a pandemic.
Right.
This is all brand new to everyone. And I'm sorry, but if you have not been a teacher for most of your lives, then shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And let the professionals try and figure this out. Okay, first of all, I don't think anybody should be going back to school right now. That's my personal belief, and I stick by it.
I agree. And this is from somebody in my home state of Georgia, where I have a number of friends that are teachers, and they are all required to be back in school.
I have friends and family.
Even if the kids aren't back, I have a friend who has to be in the classroom doing the Zoom teaching from an empty classroom. She said it's the most depressing thing she's ever done. Go on.
Why do they have to be at the school?
I don't know.
I can't. Listen, I'm not saying I have the answers either. I'm really not. But what I do know is that I haven't spent my life preparing to be a teacher.
Right.
I haven't gotten the education and the tools and the skills necessary to be a teacher. So why on earth would I think I know more than the people who have chosen that as a career?
Exactly.
And I should speak up and say, here's how you should do it. Now, do I feel like I need to be an advocate for my children? Yes, for my child. And, yes, I am my child's only advocate. If I see something is wrong, obviously I'll speak up. But I'm not going to speak out of turn and act like I know things about something none of us have ever experienced.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
I don't think we should be going back to schools yet. If adults can't go to concerts and things, why am I going to send my child to the biggest petri dish ever? Children stick their hands in their butts, in their noses, in their mouths. They cough and sneeze on you and then look at you like they can't believe they've done it and go, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. No. I get nervous about adults putting their hands in their butts and mouths and noses and touching things, let alone a child. I have watched my son stick his hands down his pants and scratch his butt and go, what are you doing? And he's like, my crack itched. Yeah, what? And I like to think my son is really like he's an excellent hand washer. He's very, very germ centric. Like he wants to make sure things are clean. But he stuck his fingers in his pants and scratched his butt because his crack itched. Now, that's one child. And do you think if I hadn't seen him do that, would he have run to the sink and washed his hands
No.
feverishly with a nail brush? No.
What if it was accompanied by a poop wind?
No. Last night I laid down with him because I like to lay down with him. We talk. We have the funniest conversations. Like last night he told his dad goes, "Hey, guess what?" And he goes, "What?" He goes, "Chicken butt." And Henry goes, "Hey, guess what?" And Dan was like, "What?" And he goes, "There's a fox that ate all the chicken butts. There's no more chicken butts."
Oh my God, I love him.
So, and then I like to lay down with him. Well, last night he started giggling uncontrollably, and I was like, "What are you laughing at?" And then I just heard him like a freight train just going with every laugh, just farting. Every laugh just pushed out more farts. And then he had his butt against the wall, and I kept thinking, they're bouncing off the wall into my face. I can't. Anyway, I guess my point is kids are disgusting. We are in a pandemic where there is a virus that's being transmitted.
God.
I don't think our kids should be at school. That's just my personal belief. All of you teachers are major heroes, and all of you parents who don't know what the F you're talking about, shut up and let our teachers do the best that they can. Yes. Our children are already going to have mental scars from this experience. There's article after article coming out about it. Don't make this any harder on everyone than it needs to be.
Seriously.
Be grateful that you have people who are willing to Zoom and sit with your children. Let's just be grateful for what we've got. Let's get through this together and shut up. Just shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
For real, though.
Thank you, teachers. You're wonderful. And everybody else can be quiet.
Exactly.
That's how
Huge shout out to all the teachers, whether you're Zooming or in person. And my God, the people that are in person are literally putting their life on the line now.
And their families.
We wish you nothing but the best and have the utmost respect for you. And I just really hope that
and if you need a place to complain and get your rants out, we're here for you because we are on your side. We love you. We appreciate you. We respect you. I think what you do is so selfless.
Totally.
And don't let these panicked, bossy parents get under your skin. Just be a duck and let it roll off because there are people out there that support you and love you. And I'm sorry that you're put in this position. That's me.
Indeed.
Jessica, I think we need a cleansing breath.
Cleansing gulp is more like it.
Right?
Yes.
Oh my God. So what we like to do is get our rants out. We get our panties in a bunch.
Yeah.
And then we take in a deep breath and let those panties untwist. Mm-hmm. We're going to breathe deep in. You can scream it out if you want to, because I feel like I've been doing a lot of ugh. Also, my dad said his doctor told him to just go whew. So every time he does that, I'm like, "Are you okay?" He goes, "Yes, my doctor just told me to breathe." And so now I find myself going over things. We're going to take a deep breath in. Ready? We're going to get it all out and fill up with some goodness and funnies and nice. Okay. In. And
So
and it's
cute.
accompanied with this head sweep. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it does. That. It feels good.
I love that.
Okay, let's move into our corners.
Let's do it. Okay, so I was telling Dana that this is kind of unconventional as a corner because it's a little bit sad. So I'll preface it with that.
Beautiful.
Sad, but beautiful. Usually, our favorite corners, of course, are the silly, ridiculous ones where we can laugh. But this really, really stuck out to me. And I'm going to move the pasta so I don't knock it over.
You can move it over to my house if you want. I'll eat it.
Oh my God. So my roommate, my freshman year of college, had posted this article and it just really got to me. And their whole community is devastated because this woman that the article is about was one of their former students. Which is crazy to me because, again, I still think I'm 20 years old and I'm not. And I never think that any of us are old enough to have kids that might be growing up
I
or
know.
students that now are in college or
Ugh,
whatever.
I know.
So let me just start back. Shoe memorial for slain jogger nets more than 1,000 shoes for needy families. On Tuesday evening, Trusted World came to pick up more than 1,000 pairs of donated shoes in honor of Sarmistha Sen, who was killed on a Plano trail. When Andrea Landon laid down the first pair of shoes in front of a tree along a trail in Plano, Texas, she never thought the memorial for a slain jogger would grow so huge. On Tuesday evening, a nonprofit called Trusted World came by to pick up what they estimate is more than 1,000 pair of donated shoes. I was consumed with sadness and rage and needed to channel that, Landon said. On Saturday, Sarmistha Sen was doing her daily run on the trail near her home. Her husband had noticed she hadn't returned home and decided to go searching for her. It was then that he saw a heavy police presence and received the news that his wife was killed on the trail.
Oh, God.
I can't, oh my God. Plano police said that this attack on the trail appears to be random. Police said they have a person of interest in the case.
Now, attack?
Well, murder.
Yeah, but run over or?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
What happened. Police said they have a person of interest in the case. The person is considered a suspect in a burglary from the same neighborhood on the same morning. So I think it was, again, who knows? But she was a very honest and loving mom, said her brother. She had 2 young boys and was very active. She was their scout leader. She loved singing classical songs and performed with the local music group for Southeast Asian community programs. In her professional life, Sen was a cancer researcher and specialized in clinical trials for cancer drugs. She worked for Dallas Children's Hospital and most recently with UT Southwestern. Sumit told WFAA his sister lived life with purpose. He said she was environmentally conscious and a go-getter in the purest sense. They talked almost every day. The shock of the incident has worn off, and he is filled with love as he saw the growing memorial of shoes in front of the tree. She loved feeling the ground below her feet. He said she took the trail for more than 15 years early in the morning before her children woke up. All of the shoes were picked up Tuesday evening from 2 adjacent memorial sites. A walk-run organized in her honor is scheduled for Saturday, August 8th. Participants are asked to meet at the Jack Carter Park. The family has organized a fundraiser through Caring Bridge, where funds will go to help causes important to her, cancer research and environmental issues.
Oh my God.
I mean, this is a beautiful young woman, a mother of 2. And she was a cancer researcher. I mean, I don't care what she did for a living. I'm just saying,
but she was putting so much goodness into the world.
Yes, and working on stuff to help other people, and was out for a daily run that she did for 15 years. And this was a random, senseless act of violence. And she was murdered. And her poor husband waiting for her to be back probably in an hour, hour and a half, however long it took. And then freaking out, where is she? Anyways, it's not only awful. I didn't read that just to read a horrible article. What got me was, again, when these horrible things happen, when people can try to find the silver lining to make good on it.
Yeah.
And whoever the person is that started by laying a pair of shoes there in memoriam, over 1,000 people did the same. And now all of those shoes, it makes me want to cry, because I think now every pair of those shoes, whoever it's going to, is carrying Sen with some sorry for mispronunciation, but
even now that she's gone, she's still putting so much goodness into the world.
Yeah.
Ooh, that makes me cry.
I know.
That's really beautiful.
Our hearts really, really go out to her and her family and to that whole community. It's just really a terrible, terrible tragedy. So,
yes, but I love that that community took this tragedy and turned it into a way to help others, because that's what she would have wanted.
Exactly.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Tragic loss, but some goodness coming from it because of the people that loved her. So that's really lovely. Ugh. Okay, well, I have a little more lighthearted, but that was beautiful, Jessica. Thank you for bringing it. Because Jessica said to me, I don't know if I should use this as a corner. It's kind of sad, but I also think it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So, My corner is a kids are amazing corner. Kids are
Yay.
amazing. So this is about these two little kids. So here, this is what they say. We are two 10-year-old best friends. We have started a dog bone business to help our local food bank during the pandemic and to create our own jobs. Okay, 10-year-olds, way more advanced than I ever thought of being.
Right?
Please see our menu and feel free to order on our email account. Like this is two little guys just like doing their thing.
Yep.
It's dog treats by Daniel and Max at gmail.com. Okay. Who doesn't want doggy treats always for their doggies? We offer freshly made dog treats that we make in our kitchen. Your dogs will love our special treats that are made with all kinds of deliciousness. So there's a video that goes with this because this was from Good Morning America, right?
Today Show.
I mean, they're all the same, right? They're all the same. It's all like, let's try and be happy in the morning.
From the 4th hour segment of Today Show, Hoda and Jenna.
I can't. Hoda used to be such a respectable journalist. So that's rude, Dana. She's still doing great things. Stop it. Okay, but I'm going to play the video. I apologize for being rude. Like Hoda listens to us. She's going to be like, Dina, what? Anyway. Oh, let me see if this says any more. Let's see. In Milton, Massachusetts, friends Daniel and Max created dog treats by Daniel and Max to raise money for their local food bank during coronavirus pandemic. So here's the two boys and their moms. They talked to Hoda and Jenna about their sweet charity. So I'm going to play this for us a little bit. God, they're so cute too.
They're adorable.
Daniel and Max have been inseparable since first grade. So when it was time to pick a school project buddy, they were already set. Thanks to create a business assignment, these soon-to-be fifth graders have not only started a new company, but also launched a new mission to help others. Inspired by their love of animals, they created Dog Treats by Daniel and Max, which come in 3 flavors.
Bacon, almond butter, chicken.
For every $4 bag sold, the boys donate a portion of the proceeds to their local food pantry, which is located right next to Daniel's house. Given the pandemic, Daniel and Max noticed how busy the food bank had become and were determined to find a way to help. Now Max bikes over to Daniel's house several times a week, and the duo spends hours making new batches of dog treats. The boys hand-deliver the checks and see the direct impact of their hard work. And even though school is set to start in just a few weeks, these young entrepreneurs aren't stopping anytime soon.
Oh, yes. We're joined by Daniel and his mom, Dana, and Max and his mom, Sue. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Daniel and Max, this powerful friendship of yours, the fact that you guys are just kids, but you saw a problem and you thought, all right, we have to do something about it. Why? Why did you decide it was something that needed to happen?
So, Daniel lives right next door to the food pantry, and we wanted to do something that would help COVID. And so we just picked the food pantry.
So cool.
I think that's a great idea. I mean,
I'm going to stop it there. The video is just a little longer. They talk to the kids. Anyway, they're the cutest. Also,
So
just
cute.
like so full of life and like this diverse, one of the little boys is black and one is white. And with everything going on in the country right now, I'm like, could you guys be any more better examples for adults right now in the world? Like they're trying to help out where they can't. It's just so precious. And it's like, they thought, what can we do? This is why we love the Kids Are Amazing corner, because it would never cross my mind to make doggy treats and sell them so that I could donate to a charity. What a simple, amazing, useful idea.
Do you know the only thing I ever did to make money was a lemonade stand with Carla Shelton? And you know what it was for? To make about $2 each that was spent to rent roller skates and get ourselves a Coke and a plate of nachos at the local roller rink.
Right. I wasn't looking at a food bank going, how can I help out?
No.
I know.
I love that they're doing it.
I do too. They're so cute. Watching the one little boy bike to the other little boy's house.
Yes.
Oh my God. It was like Goonies or Stranger Things all over again. I was like, how cute.
It's
but
so
like
refreshing.
for charity.
But it's also adorable, like, that it's hands-on, right? Like, they are baking it
They are
themselves. Their
baking
moms
it.
aren't doing it. I'm sure there's an adult probably supervising them, but they're mixing up their batters. They're pouring it in their little dog paw silicone molds. And
So cute. Also, not for nothing, doggy treats are way super expensive
yes.
if you go to the pet store. So my sister and her roommate have dogs. They baby
Mhm.
their doggies so much. I'm not joking. They will pay $13 to $15 for a tiny little bag of like bacon yum yums or something. And I'm like, what? Because those dogs will have that entire bag eaten in a day if they
Yeah.
let them.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy.
Or the little, like, decorated dog biscuits that look like gourmet cookies from a bakery.
No, come
Yeah.
on. I can't go that far. I'm sorry. I'm like, Lucy, if you want to lick my bowl when I'm done eating, you can, but you ain't getting a gourmet cookie. She licks her butt clean. No, I'm not buying her a gourmet
Oh my
cookie.
God.
Anyway, so cute. And they're giving back.
So cute. I love it. I
I
love
do
them.
too. And I always think about kids that are doing things like this. The next thought I think is, holy cow, what are they going to grow up to be?
I know.
Like, what else are they going to put into the world? I can't wait.
I did love elementary school, I have to say. Like, I went to a very, very cool school, and we had amazing projects. And, like, depending on what teacher you got, right? Each teacher had their own thing, but that you knew, like, I want to be in Miss So-and-so's class because they do the Free to Be musical every year, or they have Pickle Day. That was Mrs. Hendrick.
Pickle
She
Day?
created a holiday called Pickle Day.
Because she just loved pickles?
Yes, everybody wanted to be in that class in first grade, okay? But no, it made it like watching that and hearing that with those kids, it really took me back to like programs that we had as kids. And I'm like, God, I wonder if they still do that in schools.
Yeah, I guarantee you there's not a pickle day, but
No, but like it wasn't called Young Ideas, or Young Entrepreneurs, but something like that. And it was like business. I mean, it was like something in fifth grade that somebody would come. They went around to different schools.
So cool.
It was neat. And then it got your cogs working. But again, all I managed was a lemonade stand. Okay.
Yeah, but look at you now. You have a podcast where you're talking about pastas.
Dreams can come true, people.
Thank you. Great example. Let's go ahead and move into our race.
Oh my God. Okay, well, this is really kismet because before her car was stolen this morning, just yesterday, my friend and neighbor brought over these beautiful masks. She brought one for me, which was lovely and just a nice added addition, but she brought them over for my husband because he is back at work and he has to wear a mask all day at work. And he is with people all day. So it was so lovely and thoughtful. She brought over 4 masks for him. I almost cried. And then she brought over one for me. And then I looked at this company and I'm like, hey, this is really a great company. And as it happens, I know them and I didn't know it.
Oh.
So it's called Masks for a Cause. And it was started by 2 different company owners, Golden Fleece Designs and M. Andonia Handbags. Now, I used to buy M. Andonia handbags when I was the buyer for a store.
Yeah.
And I used to go to their warehouse all the time, and I will never forget it. I love their products, and I still have some of my pouches and bags from them. But the first time I went in, I went in for my meeting with her, and I flung my purse on the floor. And her eyes bugged out of her head. She's like, get your purse off the floor. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, where should I put it? She's like, in the chair. I'm like, no, I'm not going to put my purse in your chair. She is very superstitious. And she said, putting your purse on the floor drains all your money. Don't ever put your purse on the floor. So I was like, oh. And she was lovely, but she was so adamant about it. It's like burned into my mind forever. So I even pick other people's purse up off the floor when I see it now because of that. So these 2 women have been it's a family-owned business that started in 1970. And like many apparel or accessory companies, people aren't buying things in the same way they did. Or maybe you don't need a new purse to sit at home most of the day, right?
Yeah.
So it's cool when companies already have manufacturing capabilities, right? They have sewing machines, they do everything in-house. It's all made in good old Burbank, right around the corner here from us in Los Angeles. They said, together we put our efforts in manufacturing the much needed masks that are so necessary right now. They have done a number of projects for all kinds of stuff from the city of LA, movie studios, Walt Disney, Homeland Security, you name it. We have helped startup companies flourish and become larger brands. And with this knowledge, it seemed the right thing to do. So we cut thousands of yards to produce face masks and begin Masks with a Cause. Help us keep our community and country safe. For every mask purchased, one is donated to first responders, grocery store workers, restaurant employees, and homeless shelters.
Love it.
Love it. This is easy for us to manufacture and to get this out the door and to people in need. We decided to use our materials that are compliant with personal protection equipment guidelines. These are fun, mood-lifting fabrics to get us through these volatile times. Be the cause and let's help make this pandemic something of the past. So I absolutely love that. They have a very extensive list of organizations they have given to. They've given to a ton of hospitals all over the country, really, but a lot in California. But I'm seeing also in other parts of the country. They have given to the Burbank Fire Department, U.S. Post Office, USO Camp Pendleton, Project Angel Food, St. Anthony's Church, Glendale Pediatrics, Central County Fire Department in Burlingame, that's in the Bay Area, and just, again, organizations and hospitals galore in Oklahoma, Colorado, Arizona, Alabama, New Mexico. It's such a good cause. Their masks are really inexpensive, and their stores selling them. Like, my neighbor got them at one of our local stores. Their masks are all between like $8.99 to $9.99. They have a ton of fabrics to choose from. They're great. I love that they are giving 1 for 1. It's like Tom's
That's
Shoes.
amazing. Yes.
So everybody needs a mask, and I love getting it where people are giving back, just like we featured It's Those Masks, right?
Yep.
Those masks we posted on our social media last week.
That's my
A portion
favorite.
of those proceeds are going to help the person who's making them's friend with cancer.
Yes.
They're amazing. Dana and I are both modeling them. They're fantastic, and they're incredibly made.
Yeah.
And
they're reasonably priced. They're super cute. It's the only mask my dad will wear. My entire family wears them. So basically, people just mask up. Okay. We have to. We just have to. It's not political. It just is a disease that's happening that's trying to wipe us out. We got to fix it. We got to mask up. Might as well help some other people out with your purchase.
Yep.
Love it.
And this ain't going away. So don't think you already have your masks or you're not going to need them in a week or two.
And also
you're going to need them for a while.
Yeah. Also, don't think you need just one, because guess what? Do you just have one pair of panties? No.
No. I actually am grateful every time I come across any, because I'm like, after a couple of days, you're done with the masks, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're supposed to wash it every time you go out if you can.
Yeah.
I think I have 6 or 7 masks now.
Yep.
And so my son has 4 or 5. Like, he doesn't go out much, so he doesn't use his as much. But like, you need multiple masks.
Totally.
And this is going to be with us for a while, so you might as well enjoy it while you got it.
Absolutely. And they do have children's masks, which I know not all companies are making that. They have masks sized for children. So check that out.
Amazing to know, because my son has masks because it's those masks personally made them for him, but they don't make a lot of children's size masks.
They don't.
So yeah, that's good to know too.
Yep. So their website is www.masksforacause.com. FORACAUSE.com.
I love it. I cannot wait to check them out.
Yeah, they're great.
Awesome. Well, my rave today is about a company called Trusted World. Their website is trustedworld.org. The founder of Trusted World is Michael Garrett. Mr. Garrett brings his experience of 30 years in the manufacturing, serving as VP of Operations, Director of Operations, Plant Manager, QA Manager, Technical Project Manager, and Business Resumption Coordinator. So pretty qualified, I guess, which is something. He saw a need in the nonprofit sector and knew a way to make the process of delivery of goods simpler. Okay. He provided resources to the nonprofits at no cost. Those agencies can focus on their client rather than scouting, collecting, and sourcing basic needs. Michael continues to utilize his training and maintains Trusted World's focus on gathering essential resources such as clothing, food, and personal care items. Trusted World inspects each piece, sorts by size, gender, and style before placing the item into an online inventory system for other nonprofits to order. Because of Trusted World, caseworkers, police officers, firefighters, nonprofits, and school counselors can, I hope people are listening, because they can log in from the comfort of their office and order exactly what their client needs and receive it within 48 to 72 hours of placing the order. For the past 5 years, Trusted World has been working with the school counselors, teachers, and social workers, providing resources to students and their families, including delivering directly to the school, eliminating the family's need for transportation, and providing direct access point for distribution. The average turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours, depending on the day of the week requested. So they need donations, they need help, whatever. Families, individuals, children need help now more than ever during the COVID-19 pandemic. People in need can't wait for food, clothing, and toiletries. They're required to help sustain people facing situational poverty more than ever. So again, the website is called trustedworld.org. If you go to their page, there's immediately a donate button. So Trusted World, on their website, they have a thing that says the impact of your donation. Okay, so $25 can provide deliveries for up to 50 families in a week. $50 can supply a week of diapers for 4 families.
Wow.
I mean, this breaks it down for you to see.
It's great.
$75 can provide 16 8-ounce bottles of baby formula to 3 families.
Wow.
$100 can purchase enough food for 10 families for a week. $150 can provide hydration to local police departments. $250 can cover the expenses for 1 vehicle, fuel, insurance, maintenance for a month. $500 can purchase 500 boxes to place meals into for families in need. $1,000 can purchase enough food for 100 families for a week. I mean, it's pretty crazy. $18 can provide a week's worth of food, clothing, and personal care items for a single person. $36 can provide 2 people with a week's worth of food, clothing, and personal care. And $100 can purchase enough food for 10 families for a week.
That's huge. And that shows you where your money can, how
you go, oh, I can only afford to donate $18, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to help anybody. Baloney, it's not. This shows you right here it does.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It all adds up. It truly, truly all adds up.
It absolutely does. So they have fed, clothed, or assisted people worldwide. Over 7 million, almost 8 million people they've helped it. One of the things that Trusted World is one of the best I've ever seen at is moving from donations to practical supplies. So that's basically what they do. They find and resource supplies for the best quality for the lowest price for people in need. And they help charity organizations, nonprofits, school counselors. My aunt is a school counselor, and I know there are so many times she wishes she could find resources for families.
Right. That
quote was from Patrick McCulley, a Garland Police Department veteran. So anyway, Trusted World is helping people help people. That's what it says. I love it. Trustedworld.org. Please look them up. During a typical day, they provide services for over 350 different agencies and nonprofits in North Texas.
That's huge.
Oh my God. Everything from school counselors, police and government, transition homes, rehabilitation, to homeless shelters, churches, as well as other local community outreaches. I think it's just incredible what they do. Read more about them. Help people, trustedworld.org.
Yes.
I think it's awesome.
It's great.
Jessica.
Dana.
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
It's a long one, isn't it?
It is.
Our rants are getting longer and longer.
Hey, you know what? It's actually our intro to the rants that are getting longer.
That's getting longer. I know. Sorry about that.
Why are you sorry? I
I don't
probably
know.
went on for 20 minutes.
Whatevs. Listen, we all got to get it out. That's what this is all about. Jessica, would you like to tell people how to get a hold of us?
I would love to. So keep your messages coming. We loved hearing from people last week. We've loved getting rants the last 2 weeks. Thank you,
Thank
listeners.
you. Thank you.
Please, anything that's ridiculous, a weird story you want us to, it doesn't have to be weird. It could be anything, but it could be a corner feature. It could be something you want us to rant about. It could be a rave. And again, I don't care if it's something that a kid in your neighborhood just started or it's something big that we've never heard of. Please
also,
send us
remember, our
anything.
corners are sometimes goofy. Like, we haven't had a celebrity sighting corner for a while.
I know.
You guys got some good stories about that. We ain't the only ones that have seen celebrities. Share that.
Okay.
I'd love to hear.
I've actually been thinking about that corner specifically lately. So please find us on social media, on Facebook and Instagram at the Rants and Raves Podcast, on Twitter at Raves_the. Dana, you will be very happy to know, Twitter, we're up to 38 followers.
What? I think that's more than I have personally. That's incredible.
Same. It's actually, I almost laughed and then I had to rub my eyes 3 times and say, what? So believe it or not, we have 1 or 2 people that like our posts on Twitter.
That's amazing.
So thank you. Thank you, Twitter followers.
Yes.
You can email us at the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com or through the contact button on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com. Thank you for joining us, for listening to us, and for sharing us.
Yes. Thank you. Please rate, review, subscribe so more people can find us.
Yes.
We just want to share our laughter with other people and the goodness that's still going on in the world. So at the end of every show, I like to, give us a weekly point to ponder, something I'm really enjoying. Guys, get on it and soak up some Twitter before it's gone. Not Twitter, TikTok. I'm telling you, like
TikToking on
I know. I was going to say, like clockwork, every night I'm like soaking in all my wonderful. Now I know Instagram's trying to fix it. They've created reels. It's weird. It's weird. Also, you don't have the filters TikTok Scots. Anyway, whatever. So visit that before it's gone, guys. But I thought for a weekly point to ponder, I really want you guys to think about this. It's been a while. Jessica has been so kind doing our outlines. And it's been a while since we've had a story by Spooky from Audi.
I'm so glad he's back. Or she. We don't know.
We don't know. We have no clue.
Or what Spooky is.
No clue. Just know it's on Oddity Central, one of my faves. So
Spooky could be a ghost for all we know.
Yes, it's true. This headline, it's just a short little thing, and there's a picture I'm going to send to Jessica to go along with it. Experts are puzzled by green yolk eggs laid by chickens on small Indian farm. Now, I thought, like a tinge of lime color to the yellow. I'm not sure. Nope. Photos of chicken eggs with a dark green yolk. And when I say dark green, I'm talking evergreen. You're better at color names.
Oh, hunter green.
Hunter green. Jessica's right. Hunter green. Okay. They've been doing the rounds on social media these days, puzzling both veterinary experts and the general public. Originally thought to be the result of digital image editing, the viral photos were eventually traced back to AK, pronunciation, Shuabadin, a chicken farmer from Malappuram, who confirmed that some of his poultry do in fact lay eggs with green yolks. To provide his claims, the young farmer even posted a video of himself cracking open an egg and revealing the dark green yolk. He recently told reporters that journalists and veterinarians from all over India have contacted him about the strange eggs in recent days, but he declares himself just as puzzled as everyone else. So you may be thinking, well, Dana, what in the world? Why did you feel like you needed us to know that as a weekly point to ponder? Because, guys, I told Jessica, I need to know, is this like just a sign that literally the world is ending? Because it does not seem like Dr. Seuss would do this to us during a pandemic. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Dr. Seuss was like, they need a little joy. I'm going to give them some green eggs. Let them decide if they want to eat ham. Anyway, think about it. Think about how a chicken, what if he let that chicken turn into a chick? Are we having green chickens?
Oh.
I don't know. Think about
It really is horrifying how dark it is. Like you said, when you first told me green, I'm like, have you ever seen a hard-boiled egg that's been cooked for too long? So the outside of the yolk gets a weird grayish green color, but the yolk is still buttery yellow.
No, that's not what this is.
It is pretty horrifying.
Yeah. So just think about it. Also, I feel like I should revisit Revelations in the Bible and see if there was any mention of green eggs.
Oh my God.
All right, guys, we'll be back next week.
Bye.
Bye.